Hey Dan,
Hey Kylie, how's it going?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Pretty good, thanks.
That's good. Thank you for your messages and your offer and working with me. I really appreciate it.
I'm glad. Well,
I'm,
looking
I'm a
forward
slow
to it.
starter sometimes.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, we'll get your food sorted. I think it's the biggest one. So
Hmm.
yeah, no, it's pretty good. Outlook well, things for my perspective as well, because it is. Yeah, everyone's keen to go on their workouts and exercise and stuff, and then log the food during the week. But we try and get on top of it early, be
Hmm.
prepared.
And it's because I don't know what to eat. So I think I'm eating healthy, although I feel like I could be improving it a lot more, but I don't know what equates to the protein that you mentioned, and I don't know how to improve, what I'm doing that's easy and simple and most kind of impactful.
Yeah, for sure. So this has been my thought process. If you want 6 meals, then you're trying to hit your target of 90 grams divided by six. So that's 15 grams a serve. And that's not
Hmm.
compulsory. So do you like eating at 6 a.m.?
Um, well, my sleep patterns are terrible at the moment, so I'm usually awake from 3 a.m.
Mm.
So I just hold off eating because then I'll be hungry earlier in the day, and then I don't want to have to think about something to eat because I'm feeling sludgy and not feeling very vital at the moment. So I deliberately hold off so I have a cup of tea at 6, and then I'll have my breakfast at 7 or 7:30, and then I have, morning tea then at 10, lunch at midday, and kind of stretch food out that way.
So it's already late for you. It's already a lot.
I don't know. I kind of feel like that fits into like the normal in inverted commas schedule, like the eating schedule, like from pre, working in office days when you had to have specific lunch breaks. But I work for myself and I work from home, so I don't really need to have those times of eating.
Mm. Like, yeah, you could have your first meal whenever you like.
Hmm. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna write some notes here while we're talking, so I remember what you say.
So is that when do you want to eat your first meal?
I guess 6 works.
Yep. Oh, cool. So yeah,
Hmm.
six meals a day. For sure. So
Hmm.
50 grams a meal. So most people get dinner, right? It's like meat and veg, which is pretty easy. So 90 grams of meat is 20% protein. So 90 grams. You can do roughly a palm size, small palm size. But the first time I tried
Hmm.
to do palm sizes, I had everything laid out and everything was twice as thick as it needed to be.
Okay. Yep.
So a palm size is roughly 90 grams. So you can weigh it out once and then
Hmm.
you can eyeball it for the rest of your life.
Hmm. Yep.
Uh, Yeah, and then it's meat. Well, yeah, meat is roughly 20% protein.
Okay. Yep.
So some are higher fat than others, but roughly 20%. So you could estimate that a palm size of meat is going to be 15 grams of protein.
Okay. Yep. Palm size is 15 grams. Okay. Yep.
So yeah, weigh it once just so you know, but then you can eyeball it from there. So then that's your lunch and dinner sorted, right?
Yes. Yep.
And then you might just go heavy on the greens, and then see
Yep.
what room you have left after that. And then
Okay. Love greens, so that's good.
yeah. And then morning, like porridge, that check your packet. That would be maybe 10-15% protein in your porridge.
I just use raw rolled oats and put it in my Thermomix and cook it, so 50 grams of rolled oats. So the measurements add up to 250. So I put 50 grams of oats and then 150 grams of water and then 50 grams of milk.
Right. So milk and water are pretty negligible, but the porridge is the bulk of it, and 50 grams. I believe it's like 10-15% protein. So
Okay.
that's only 7 grams. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, we try to get that up there. You could get it up there with pumpkin seeds.
hmm
Pretty good crunch.
Would more milk help as well? Not a lot.
Tiny bit.
Okay.
It's not super. So yeah, just go like all your foods have all got the nutrition label, right? So you can sort of
I've,
100
I've never
grams,
looked at nutrition labels.
100 grams of protein is 3.3 grams of
Okay, yep.
so
So per 100 grams is 3.3. So if you were saying that I'd only barely be getting to 10 grams of protein then
yeah,
by the time I have milk and porridge and the rolled oats.
yeah. The all the fancy protein shakes are just the whey that they take out of milk, and then it's
Oh, okay.
added or concentrated. So it's a protein from milk. Yeah.
hmm
So you can like get protein powder and just or protein powder and turn that back into milk. And you can, if you use like a delicious chocolate one, then you've got delicious chocolate milk for whatever reason.
hmm
Bit of a side note.
I tend, because I've had a lot of issues with endometriosis and inflammatory issues, I tend to stay away from dairy and wheat as much as possible because
Okay.
I find I don't feel great when I have a lot of dairy. So that's why I was kind of replacing a lot of the milk with water.
Yeah.
And that's also why I have long blacks rather than lattes like I used to.
Cool. Yeah. There's plant ones, but the they also make it sweet and delicious because they're artificially sweetened. So I would probably go for a sweetener over the sugar,
hmm
like in your tea and then porridge. It's it's called breakfast because it's the first meal of the day. Technically, a fast is where your body doesn't have to produce insulin to control your blood sugar levels. So if you can go without the first meal, like that's keto is just carb free, right? So you don't
hmm
get any blood sugar or insulin response. So you effectively maintain your fast by eating keto breakfast, if that makes sense.
So not having any sugar at breakfast, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's carbs in oats, depending how you feel. Personally, I'll get real hungry and just want to keep eating. But the difference between like a sugar and a complex carb is just the rate that the sugar hits your bloodstream. It's easily digested, right? So at the end of the day, it's the
hmm
same kind of carbohydrates, but if you have sugar in the morning, then you get that insulin response. So insulin brings your blood sugar down, and that can be where you feel tired, weak, and hungry, because there's insulin in your system trying to get rid of the sugar to protect your brain. But then all of a sudden, on the flip side, you get low. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You get
Yep.
sugar bloodstream up, and then that's all to do with your brain. So you're hyperglycemic, and your body's got to produce insulin to regulate your brain, so it brings the blood sugar down, but then the blood sugar keeps dipping and the insulin dips later. So in that period, you want to eat more. So at the end of the day, like carbs are carbs. It all adds up to, they're all calories at the end of the day. But I think the feeling of being hungry and continuing to want to eat after breakfast would be the issue, if it's an issue. Make sense?
Okay. Yep.
But they are, on the other side, they're higher calorie than an artificial sweetener, which is also debatable whether that's a big conspiracy.
Is the artificial sweetener better than the natural sugar? So that's why I've always stayed away from them. I remember this nutritionist years ago saying, not that she's overly religious, but the way that she just languaged it was, whatever God made is good, everything else is crap. So eat within moderation. So that's I guess the approach that I take.
Yeah, it's arguable. Like they go, it's going to like trick your system, and your body's going to have that insulin spike anyway. I don't know. I mean, stevia comes from a natural leaf extract, so, and sugar comes from a cane. But I mean, anyway, like I said, So then your long black coffee, sugar. You could do. So have you heard of bulletproof coffee? There's that fad. Same with keto, Atkins. The bulletproof coffee was like a stick of butter in your black coffee, so that it's like putting a bit of oil in your carburetor, but you're not going to get that insulin from sugar. So they use oil over sugar. Again, a little bit, yeah.
Should I be focusing on reducing my sugar consumption? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, a little bit, for sure.
Okay. I could have like I often do have black coffee without sugar at times. So I guess I'm just got a little bit lazy with noticing how much sugar I'm having.
Yeah, like you see it pop up. I mean, I don't know if it's a problem yet, but tea, then porridge, then coffee, then tea. Yeah,
so that's about 4 to 5 teaspoons by lunchtime.
Yeah. And like if you're going to take it out of the way you want to reduce it is like start and end of the day, bring it into the middle or around your workout, something like that.
Yep.
No point going like trying to drop your sugar by cutting everything else and then starting your day with a big insulin spike.
Yep.
Bit of a side topic, but cool. So then morning tea, you want 15 grams protein. So I've just been making these macromite cookies, which are vegan too.
Okay.
And just made some cookies out of them. So there's probably high protein. There's heaps of recipes and then products too, but you can have like a pretty similar banana bread or whatever, or just a protein option like snack. The only difference, people like snacks and meals, I just think of them the same thing, but the only difference, it's like, it's a small thing this big as opposed to like a big meal. But if you put all the maths together, then like a small little thing full of like maybe like a keto bomb or something would be just as high calorie as a whole plate of food. So the difference between snack and a meal is people's perception. And if you go, it's just a snack, and you go for something again like a quick sugary snack, that's going to do more to your blood sugar than just having a high protein, somewhat carb, proper food.
So I will often not eat something and be slightly hungry because I don't want to eat like the wrong thing. So I don't like overly sugary things. I don't comfort eat or anything like that. So I would tend to, as I said, be slightly hungry because I don't know what to have that would be good. So should I Google some high protein snack options? Because that could be good because then I could bake that for my kids as well to fill up their lunch boxes. But is that what you're saying? Like
Yep.
Google or research high protein snacks?
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Something to have, and you can go without. Like I said, if you want to do 4 meals, that's fine. But yeah, just try to stick to what you're comfortable with. So then lunch is like a dinner, which is great. Like if you sat down and ate 4 dinners a day, you'd be pretty well spot on. But for some,
Oh, really?
sitting down to eating meat and greens at morning tea is a bit of a change. But yeah, it's pretty much it. And like, a lot of people like jump on the keto thing and just think, just eat fat products, just stay away from carbs and it's fine. But then all the fat, the calories end up really high, and that works for a bit when they cut out all the foods, and then they discover all the things they can eat and end up eating more, and then go, it's not working anymore. So to do it well, you just eat high protein, low calories. So you eat meat and greens, and you just do that 4 times a day until you go, oh gee, I'm a bit sick of meat, and then around in a big circle. But that is one way to do it quickly.
So if you did so if I did say, what I'm hearing is steak and greens, chicken breast and greens, like that kind of thing? Or would it be steak and a little bit of rice and greens, or chicken breast and a little bit of rice and greens? Or do I just not need the rice?
Yeah. You don't need the rice, no. But yeah, meat and greens, 4 times a day is one way to go super extreme for sure. And then you add the carbs in. Like carbs, you could consider carbs your first training tool or like supplement even. Go, gee, I want simple carbs like sugar, I want that in my bloodstream, ready to go when I'm at the gym. And then after the gym, you're like, I need to replenish my stores, so I'll have a complex carb after the gym. So before and after, you can utilize it for energy. Does that make sense?
So what's a complex carb?
Anything really where it's still wrapped in fiber and you have to do more digestion to get to it. So whole meal.
Is that a banana? Oh.
Nah, more like whole meal grains.
Okay.
Yeah, whole meal grains and the likes, and then all the products that are made from those. So it would be, your white flour or your white sugar, or raw sugar, whatever, sugar, as opposed to complex carbohydrate like whole wheat, pasta, bread, and all the products that come with it.
Yep.
So yeah, fiber's job really is just to slow the absorption from your body into the bloodstream. Side note, yeah, cool. So, but yeah, whether you want to do that or not, like you add in some snacks, whatnot. So same thing with afternoon tea, chocolatey, delicious treat, anything that's going to bump up your protein. Even cheese is 20% protein, just high calorie. Because it's.
I mean, I only have like probably 2 slices cut up into like 3 on 6 rice crackers because I don't want to eat too much, but I'm hungry. It's probably not enough, but.
So yeah, I think of that like a just as a protein source out of all of those would be the cheese. So to get enough, it's high calories. So yeah, you can look into something that's higher protein, less calories for afternoon tea. This is the way most people go about the standard day that you mentioned. Like say, get up, I've got to eat breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. That's what Kellogg's have told us since they invented cornflakes.
Yep.
And then you go to work, and then lunch like pretty late on, and then through the whole day, and then you get to like 4 or 5, and then you got to go to the gym, and maybe there's a shake around there somewhere because everyone says you need to shake it after your workout. Then you have dinner. So like from 12 or 1 o'clock, there's a whole bunch of hours. Then you go to the gym, push through the hunger and the low energy and everything because you're a warrior in a battle. I get through your exercise and then finally have dinner later on. That can even curb the appetite after a big training session. I find it hard to eat big dinner sometimes. So yeah, something in that late afternoon around the gym can just be a protein and a simpler carb, give that energy so you feel ready to go when you get to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of what I meant before about using it as your first supplement, if you will.
Yep. Okay.
Then you're back to dinner, and then desserts a little bit like your snacks. But if you're getting your protein from the rest of the day, a couple of blocks of dark chocolate's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have to force yourself another big protein meal before dinner. So that would make it 5. And then if you didn't want one of those like the morning tea, then that would be 4. So that would be more like just over 20 grams of protein a meal. So,
okay. Yep. So I can just decide if I do the 4 or the 6.
Yeah, or anything in between. Up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I go like, it's all well and good to make a plan, and everyone, I need a meal plan. You get a plan, you have to go out and rebuild all your meals and rewrite your whole book, and it's hard to do with your family if they're used to other things. Do it down to a T, and then it will work for a little bit, and then it might stop because you have to continue to measure your progress. And if it starts to plateau, then you make some changes. And it's like a constant thing, right? So, it works the same with just about any, jump on a keto diet or a fasting or whatever it may be. It works for the first 4 to 6 weeks, and then it stops. And it worked for a while, then it didn't. And then if people stop measuring their progress, they're like, oh, it's working. And then like 6 months later, they're still like going through the stress and effort of it all, even though it's not making any difference anymore. But they're just sold. This is it. This works for me. It's the only thing. You just got to keep going, keep pushing. You're like, is it working though? Oh, but I'm happy. And then it's like, oh, but I've been doing really well. I'm trying, but is it working? Maybe not. So just continually track, measure, plan, repeat. And then if you fail, you didn't fail, your plan did. So you don't have to
like that. Yep.
you don't have to beat yourself up at eating at 7 a.m. if you don't feel like it, or you don't have to go through hungry parts of the day if it doesn't work. Just tweak it until it becomes easy, habitual, second nature. Yeah. And then ideally you've freed up so much stress and worry that you can put more into your training.
Yep, that makes sense. So this seems quite easy because I just need to tweak a few things, because I don't think that I eat unhealthily. I just think I could improve it, quite a bit. So, reduce the wine, even though I haven't really been drinking much lately because my sleep has been terrible. So I've been trying to work out how I can improve my quality of sleep, because I wake up between 2 and 3 nearly pretty much every day. So apparently that's stress related. So this is again why I wanted to focus on my physical body, because I'm doing everything I can to manage stress. However, we're dealing with life stuff. You can't just wave the magic wand. So I thought if I could just exercise more and really focus on that, then that will no doubt improve it. So I've been cutting back on wine and not having any, well, hardly any actually. So
Right.
Yeah, that's just me rambling a little.
Oh, no, that's great. Yeah. Like we discussed previously. I mean, it's just mental blocks, right? It's like, if you don't understand something and it's all well and good, everyone just say, oh, keep pushing, keep trying, but you're like, oh, where do I put this effort? I think certainty is a big one over motivation or anything. So tweak a few things, and I mean, you could just go like, or get all fed up, just give me a meal plan, like a lot of people do. I just need meals, show me a meal plan. I'm like, well, you make a couple of tweaks to what you're already doing. You're like, yes, sweet. And then measure the result. And then only from your progress do we know a little bit less here, or what can we take away, change. and yeah, and then with your training, it's once you get over the hurdle, like I'm big on the breathing because it helps, readjust your posture and engage your core for every lift. So you're more self-aware of your breathing and focusing on that, and then you really, you're training to build specific muscles. So you're really conscious of which muscle and trying to feel it. We call mind to muscle connection. So I think it can be quite meditative. It's not about like put on the angry music headphones and go smash out a workout and get sweaty and puffed out. I mean, if you're like want to go hike up a big hill and that's on the weekend and that's your goal and you get there, that's awesome. And you probably get a bit of knee pain. Then through in the week, you're like, right, we're going to do the right exercise to address that knee pain instead of just beat yourself up through the week. So yeah, I think you can take that same approach. I just need a walk, need some space. Take that same approach to
Yep.
the exercise. And
So with, sorry, go.
I only need to do it two or three times a week. Really focus on building the muscle, and then you can go for your walks on those other alternate days.
Okay. So the biggest thing that I'm wanting to make a shift with as well is I'm noticing the inflammation in my lower belly, and the feeling of bloatedness. So, are you saying that my just tweaking the food will probably make the most significant shift with that?
It depends what you mean by the bloat and yes.
Well, I guess I'm feeling bloated and I'm feeling like I've never had this level of belly fat, even though it's not extreme, but it is for me. And I did my measurements today, and um, I'm not sure if I put the date in wrong or if I've just found a really old measurement. But when I was did measurements today, and then I think the other measurements I have were in the app. I don't know if I've got them on notes, but I just brought up when I searched in my notes. I've got a note here from the 2nd of March last year, and so my bust is the same. My waist is 1 centimeter wider, but my lower waist, so I've got that point just below my belly button. Last year it was 87, and this year it's 93. So that's a significant. So that's 6 centimeters of additional lower belly fat / bloating that I've just recorded with doing those measurements today. So that's the uncomfortableness that I'm feeling. And I know that that's just, an effect from having had a lot pelvic surgery last year and lots of being quite unwell and not moving as much and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just recovering from all of that chronic pain. So I feel like I've just got a little layer of belly fat in that lower pelvic area, lower abdominal area. And so I've heard you say that your diet is the significant contributor to being able to reduce belly fat. So is that what you're saying to me, that perhaps with the tweaking of the diet, that's not probably number one influencer in being able to do that? And then of course there's the exercise that will help shift it. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, definitely your food for sure. Protein's biggest one, absolutely. Because well, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then exercise really, it's like brings up your calories a little bit, no matter what you do. So if you're prioritizing building the muscle, you only have to do one workout, and then it's continuing to build muscle for the next day or two. So, once you've done that workout, you're like, cool, now I'm fueling muscle growth instead of, oh, I've got to burn those calories off next workout. So,
yeah,
then you build more muscle, and then your calorie deficit will increase, or your calorie usage. So in the long run, it gets easier.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you just got to be in a calorie deficit to burn body fat, and that's just where it's mostly storing. So you're going to lose it.
Be in a calorie deficit. How do I know if I'm in a calorie deficit?
You're losing weight.
I don't really know. Losing weight.
Yeah.
Oh, because I know I've never ever counted calories. I just have never been. It's always just seemed too complicated for me. So I don't even need to think about calories and adding what I'm eating. It's just when you're eating more protein, then
Yeah, I mean, that's like the changes of, like we mentioned, the sugar and stuff like that, and little things you can do. And, maybe not, you're not going to go, oh, I'm going to eat a block of cheese to get my protein for the afternoon tea. Yeah, it's something to be mindful of. But protein solves so many problems because it's the most satiating. So if you eat that first, you don't have room for anything else. A lot of people go these really restrictive
Hmm.
things, like super low calories, but then beat themselves up, hungry all the time, low blood sugar, life's miserable. So protein is most
Yep.
satiating. Um, and and 10% of the food that, or the calories that you burn during the day, is from the thermic effect of food. So you burn just as many calories during the day by eating as you do working out.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
It's like
Hmm.
70% is your basal metabolic rate. So if you stayed in
Hmm.
bed all day, you burn, let's say, 1,500 calories. And then another 10% is from just getting out of bed and doing normal things. And then 10% is
Hmm.
eating food, and 10% is, um, what was I say? Yeah, your workout. So protein has the
Oh,
highest
wow.
as well. So you burn a lot of calories just by digesting the protein. And then
Hmm.
mostly just the building blocks for the cells. So it's not really like a primary use of energy.
Hmm.
Yeah. So definitely,
Can I just, sorry, can I just ask you about eggs? So if I don't have porridge, so when I have my kids 50-50, and uh, well, my youngest is nearly 17. So I always, pretty much always cook him breakfast because he plays a lot of sports. So I always cook him like bacon and egg roll or scrambled eggs or something so that he's getting more protein because he does, as I said, heaps of sport. So often I'll have the same as him on those mornings. So um, if I do that, then I would be having 2 eggs on a piece of sourdough, or um, 1 egg, one piece of shortcut bacon on a piece of sourdough with some spinach. Would that equal a
yeah,
adequate protein amount?
yeah. Uh, Eggs are about 7 grams of protein, I believe.
7? Is that all?
Yeah, 3 in the yolk, 3 in the white. So some people ditch the yolk and just go, it's a lot less fat, less cholesterol. It's probably good cholesterol in these. I think the difference between good and
Mm.
bad cholesterol, or good fat and bad fat, is like poor grain fed animals versus grass fed.
Hmm.
Works out well ethically as well. So that's a good bonus. Yeah. And then bacon is meat. Yeah. So 100 grams of bacon is 20 grams protein.
Okay, that's okay. I'll keep remembering that 100 grams equals 20 grams of protein. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
And if you forget or you want to find out between different meats, you can look it up anytime. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I was going to say something else at one point, but yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. So, well, yeah, like I said, you don't know if you're in a calorie deficit unless you're losing weight. So, you now you've got a bit of a plan. So you follow that. First thing would be like, did I eat 9 grams of protein? Yes or no. So problem solve that. Then at the end of the week, then you do your measurements, and if we're not losing, then we can readdress this. But we don't know if things are a problem until we've done a week. Yeah. But that's great. You're
Okay.
not hungry, you're not like, yeah, no huge changes, but biggest changes in you. It's like 80-20% rule or something, maybe.
Hmm. So I'll obviously log my eating each day, and then we can review that based on, yeah, I'll just review that at the end of the week.
Yeah. Like, did I eat enough protein and what was the result?
Okay.
And then, yeah, we can go from there.
Perfect.
Great. Yeah.
Did that thing come back? Did you remember that extra thing?
Ah, no, can't have been. If I think of it, I'll message it.
Hmm.
Just another side note, side rant. Fun fact, I think. Yeah, nothing crucial.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you talking me through this. I really appreciate your generosity with your time and your offer as well. And I am committed to doing this because I don't want to feel like I'm feeling right now. I don't like how I'm looking in the mirror. and how my clothes are fitting. So I'm committed to doing the work to feel leaner and feel better.
It's great. Yeah, beauty of doing the measurements, hey? Real kick up the bum. And yeah, no, it's good. Forward to your results.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's nice. All right.
Alrighty. Thank you. And we'll speak soon. We'll be in touch on Messenger.
Yeah, keep me updated. Awesome.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Dan. Okay. Bye.